Good morning, afternoon, or evening to you, dear viewer. I am Warren Peace, your digital host with the toast, and you are watching Clickbait Corrected, where we correct lines of clickbait all across this fine internet. Please welcome our first clickbait headline. Snoop Dogg answers questions like how much weed he smokes a day and how long he has gone without smoking. Now, I will not leave you hanging, dear viewer. The answers are 90 grams and 164 days respectively. Yet Mariana at the blog Pear Aid chose to bury these answers deep within a slideshow-style article. The most criminal of all clickbait article styles, if not web styles. Whomever invented them, there is no getting around it. You are a terrible, terrible person. Shame on Pear and Mariana for using and abusing the legend of Snoop in this way. Double so for the usage of the dreaded slideshow style. I just cannot let that go. That form of website should be illegal. The UN should pass a resolution. Perhaps I shall tweet them. After all, that is how politics rolls now. Next up, tissues at the ready, if unlike me, you have hands, because this is a sad one, my friends. Christian Smith at Viral Thread ran the headline, "Teenager loses her memory, then falls back in love with boyfriend, exactly like the movies." Sounds like quite the grand romantic tale of love conquering tragedy, except it really did not go like that. This is the story of 19-year-old Jessica Sharman, who suffered a stroke and lost her memories. 2 weeks after this, she left her boyfriend, uncomfortable around him, unable to establish any memory of him. He convinced her to keep trying, and she agreed, but still worries about what their future might hold. And that's it. That's the end of the story. Now, in what way was that even remotely close to falling back in love with her boyfriend? And from what movie is that supposed to resemble? Memento, with a soundtrack from Coldplay? It is utterly disgraceful to clickbaitize a misleading headline on such a tragic story. Imagine the pressure you're putting this person under. Sort it out, Viral Thread. You have the potential to do so much good in this digital world. Now a clickbait headline to brighten our day from Breitbart. They said, SNL audience cheers wildly after character calls Donald Trump little white bitch. Quite the explosive story. Someone from SNL called Twitter President Trump a little B-word? Well, no. Of course that did not happen. This is clickbait. What actually happened was that two characters on a TV show swore at each other. Big news. Charlie Spearing down at Breitbart negated to mention it was not Twitter President Trump to whom the character said the words, but an actor pretending to be Trump. It is not an unusual error. Dominican newspaper El Nacional made the same mistake, using an image of an actor portraying Twitter President Trump instead of the real thing. At least Charlie did recognize it was an actor portraying Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe. Otherwise, the headline would have read, SNL audience cheers wildly after Robert Mugabe calls Donald Trump little white bitch. Yet halfway is not all the way, and a correct headline would have been, SNL audience cheer wildly after character calls character little white bitch. Although something tells me an honest headline in this instance may have negated the need for the story to be written at all. But please correct your clickbait, Charlie at Breitbart. It is the bright thing to do. Am I bright? Seriously, I have a list of about 1,000 of these. But we have to be moving on. One, some might say, newspaper that always features a lot in our corrections is the Daily Mail, aka the Daily Fail, aka you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Jason Chester used the headline, I got this real sense of being with a man for the first time. Katie Price confesses to intimate night with Simon Cowell after hotly denying claims of a passionate fling. Not the most punchy of headlines, but this story sounds titillating enough. all but implying Katie Price lost her virginity in a night of passion with desk worker Simon Cowell. Except she has never had sex with him, something she says word for word later in this very article. At most she implied there was cunnilingus or fellatio, and it's here that we arrive at a nice, more truthful headline that is equally attention-grabbing. Cunnilingus or fellatio, which occurred between Katie Price and Simon Cowell. Gets the click without resorting to the bait. Cleaning up Jason and the Daily Mail. A disappointing trek into clickbait territory for BBC News, who invented journalism and spoken language. The story was headlined Russia and the Art of Compromat, discussing supposed Russian attempts to gather compromising secrets on Twitter President Trump, yet this is nonsense. How can you compromise someone by revealing their hidden acts if they have committed equally themed acts in public, let alone call it an art? Anyone knows you cannot expose the inside of a glass, yet word jockey Sarah Rainsford tried to convince us all of just that with this clickbaitery, and it needs to be rectified. Why don't you try? How do you compromise a man who compromises himself? Putin's challenge to Russian spies. This is both accurate and engaging. Time for the last headline, and fans of self-pleasure, which is everyone, this is for you. Ellen Scott at Metro hit a clickbait double with her headline, "Should we be taking masturbation breaks at work?" The answer? Well, yes, of course. Yet, after reeling us in with her siren-like headline, we're forced nearly 3/4 of the way down the article before we get this answer. I do not doubt many seeing such a headline already knew the answer, or were likely confused as to why such a question needed to be asked at all. Ellen, next time try an honest headline, such as why we should take masturbation breaks at work, and have some faith in your writing. It is a nice story, and you don't have to trick your readers or bury the answer to keep them reading. Write a good story, and they will read it. That is 6 of the latest clickbait headlines duly corrected, my wonderful viewers. Join me next time, and remember, clickbait is not inevitable. You can stop it. Help me by sending any clickbait you find to bait@clickbaitcorrected.com through the Book of Faces or Twitter. Till next time, do not take the bait, and do not forget, shares save lives, comments change the world, and only those who subscribe survive. This is War and Peace for Clickbait Corrected.
Clickbait Corrected.